Yeah, so what is the biggest challenge of being a dad? This guy doesn't know. I don't know. I mean, it's always something different for each one of us. But for me, it's finding the time for anything else. Come here, buddy. You take a little walk, man? Oh boy. Come on then. Finding the time to talk to the camera, connect with other dads, and learn how to be a better dad. I have more books than I can read. I have more time than I use. So I think it's not a matter of having the time. It's a matter of making the time. I think it's easy to be discouraged because we're busy, because we got a lot going on. But it's also easy to be encouraged. It shouldn't take long looking at a sleeping little girl or bouncing a little baby boy to realize just how good we got it and just how much time is worth. What are y'all doing in here? You keeping an eye on your brother for your mama?
Yeah. He's so nice.
What are you doing over here? Scratching. Oh, hey, that's pretty cool. You sleep well?
Yes.
Hey, little buddy. What's up, man? With these two in particular, for me, we got a 1-month-old baby and a 6-year-old, as of Saturday, 6-year-old little girl. So, getting ready for a birthday party and rocking a baby takes up a lot of my time, but that's past. We have Christmas coming. I have some time. I'm gonna try something new. I've spent years editing. I spent a lot of time learning how to animate and what it takes to make a good video, to make a good film, to connect with people. And it's all the same stuff. When you meet somebody new, you just start talking, and next thing you know, you have a friend, or you don't. We have differences. If you're still watching, maybe we can connect. Maybe we have something in common besides just being dads. All too often, I think with dads, we don't talk about dads. We talk about other things. It's like, well, what's important, in our hearts, I think for every one of us, is our kids. And so I'm going to have that conversation here. And hopefully it flows over into the relationships in my life. So between these two, I realized that a whole new can of worms is helping them understand how to be best friends, not just brother and sister, but to have that kind of relationship I think everybody longs for with a sibling. But I think a lot of times siblings don't have a choice in how they get along. They're a product of their raising. And honestly, I don't think there's enough books or source material on how to help your kids get along better. But that's what this is going to be all about. The things that I do, the things that I try, like we make sure my daughter's learning how to read. And we make sure that any chance we get, we encourage her to read to Hollis. And make sure she knows we're his voice, how much he enjoys it, how much he loves his sister. These simple things are easy. Making sure she gets a chance to hold him every day, not just tell her that she's a part of what we're doing, but making her a part of what we're doing. It's incredibly easy to get caught up and end up with the older kid quite a bit jealous. I think having a 6-year gap is going to make that quite a bit easier. She's really able to be involved. When they're riding in the back together, you know, we let him kind of squirm a bit, and I've encouraged her to let me know if he seems fussy or anything, and I just kind of pretend like I can't hear him until she tells me. And I think that's very rewarding for her. You know, she may be on to it, but it's the feeling of being included that's there that she really latches onto. You know, there's not a whole lot of more to it than making the effort to involve them with each other. And someday maybe it won't matter, but right now, as a baby, I think she wants nothing more than to be everything for him. And it's my job to help her see what it is that she can do. You know, she's busy too, and so oddly enough, it seems so easy, you know, to want to just kind of hustle her out of the room and, you know, get on with the business of the diaper changing and everything. Diaper changing, we bought for each diaper changing station, we bought a little step stool dedicated for it. So she loves to come and see and talk with him and sing to him. You know, she doesn't know very many songs, but teaching her to make up her own songs and just sing them to her own tunes has been a whole exciting new experience. Something that I don't think we could have encouraged her to do as easily without the baby. And so now, listening to how creative she comes up with lyrics and and how funny her little stories she tells with these songs can be is one of the most rewarding parts of the experience for me. And I can only imagine how it makes her feel. To I you know, as a second child, I you know, so turn around here and head back. My arm get adjusted to holding this camera up. Switch arms a little bit. So, you know, there's a lot more to life than being a dad. And that's the big part, is realizing that those are the things one by one we have to let go of, because once we're a dad, there's really not a lot more to life than being a dad. It all starts to kind of build on maintaining or establishing that relationship that's just gonna, you know, there's really no way I ever could have understood it before it happened. I realize too, as I make these videos, that someday they're gonna watch them, you know, and come what may, whatever happens, they're gonna get a chance to know me in a way that is gonna be harder to reveal to them through the ages. A way that maybe will be available for them, the guidance of a newborn father to a newborn father when my son, the guidance of a toddler or a 6-year-old dad to my 6-year-old when she's raising her own kids. You know, this is an opportunity that just didn't exist before. We could write it down in books, but then there's a limitation there that doesn't exist. This is something that, well, I guess it was the same with books. I don't know, I feel like this is an opportunity I don't want to pass up. That it's not just connecting with you in the here and now, but them in the later. That, you know, we don't know what guarantees we have. We don't know what kind of doors, good and bad, await us in the future. But we have now. And if we make the most of it and find the time to do the things that are important to us. Instead of wishing that we had the time, just doing it. You know, I follow a pretty simple rule pretty regularly. Now, if it takes less than 5 minutes, then I do it next. You know, if it takes less than a minute, I do it now. And that has helped me get caught up on so many things. And this is something similar. I take a walk every day. And I think these thoughts to myself. And I pet the dog. And when we catch back up, you know, to the cat, you know, I pet the cat. And a lot of times, right here next to me, I'll have my daughter. She's still sleeping this morning, but I share them with her, and when I'm not with her, I'm going to share them with you. And for a while, I'm going to make an effort to do this every day, to make this something that is as easy as it sounds. Talking to this little lens, being available for myself, my own reflection, for you, for my kids, making the effort to go a little bit above and beyond, you know, and in this case, I already have the thoughts. Learning how to share them may be the most valuable skill I ever learned. So, I hope you join me on this journey, and if you have insights to share, I encourage you to share them. I'd like to create an opportunity to connect dads together who are interested in finding ways to improve their relationships with their kids and find ways that we can spend more time with them, whatever that may mean to each one of us. Whatever it is that we want to do with them, well, it's just a matter of doing it. And when we think of an excuse why not, think of 2 excuses why. When we think we don't have the time, think of what we can do to make the time. Find a reason. Find a way. There's nothing else but the now. And we must embrace it to make the most of it. Hope to see you around. And yeah, thanks for checking us out. Until next time.